going on, people? Choose TV back again. I told you that I got a surprise for you this week, innit? What I tell you, like, you see, I'm with the myth, the legend, yeah? Safe hands, look at these hands, yeah? Look at these hands, you understand? Look at the size of these hands, you understand? You don't only come out and catch the ball clean, you understand? But obviously, it's a pleasure.
That's what
it is a pleasure, man. You know, I might just stay like this. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take you home. I don't care, like. You know what I mean? But I want to thank SpottoCash for inviting me down to interview you.
Pleasure.
I'd like you to tell them about SpottoCash.
Spotto is based on the original Spot the Ball, but it's for the digital generation, and it's something that I come down every Monday, get my computer out, look at the photograph, and then wherever I say the ball is, whoever's closest to that wins 10 grand guaranteed.
Okay.
You know, so that's every Monday morning.
Are you like put where the ball is?
Yeah.
So we can get a little inside information.
No.
Come on, Dave, man. You're like my favourite keeper of all time as well, man. You know what I mean?
So I've been doing that for quite a few weeks now, and it's good.
Enjoyable.
It's good fun. Yeah.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, and everybody remembers Spot the Ball, so you know, when I talk to people, I say, remember Spot? Yeah, of course I do. I used to love playing that. And I said, well, here's your chance. Go and play on computer now.
Well, obviously you're an Arsenal man.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. You made the right choice.
I'm a Leeds fan.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I like Leeds, big club.
Yeah.
I think they're a sleeping giant, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Arsenal's like, I was there 13 years, so it's the first result I always look for. You know, and it's at the moment it's a little bit frustrating.
Yeah. A little.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah, because like, you know, when I look back, you know, of what we did.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted that to carry on, and it's a shame that it's not. You know, we're getting into cup finals and things like that, but we're not really getting a serious chance of winning the league.
Do you think? What do you think about Jack? Like, with his comeback.
I love Jack.
Do you think Arsenal? Do you think Arsenal should put him in? Because I think he should go in. Like, I don't really see a lot of creativity in the middle. I think Jack is a bit sideways. I think he's got a good engine, but he's not like he ain't got that creative mind.
No, but none of the players that are there have got what Jack's got, and he's got that vision of like picking out a pass or picking out a player, and you're like, when he does it, you're like, how did he see that? You know, it reminds me quite a lot of Gaza.
Okay.
Because Gaza had that skill as well, you know, where you could just. I'll tell you who else had it as well, Manu Petit.
He's an unsung hero, you know.
Yeah.
He's like Gilberto in the Invincibles.
Yeah.
He's going to get them unsung heroes, and he was one of them.
Manu Petit, he could spot a pass, you know, and he'd even have his back to play, and then all of a sudden just swizzle around and then knock a ball with his left peg, and he'd be like, "Whoa, how did you see that?"
Do you know what?
That's what Jack's got. Jack's got that little bit of magic.
He's got that spark, innit? Like, I think he's the only British player who could actually go into like La Liga and boss it, because he's got that foreign flair about him. You know what I mean? That Iniesta style. I remember when we played Barca in 2011. I know it's a long time ago, but Pep was screaming, Jack, this kid, like, he couldn't believe the way he was bossing Iniesta and Xavi. Yeah. And at the time, they were probably two best midfielders in the world.
Yeah.
But
he's got that, but if he went abroad, I'd be worried about how many minutes he's spent on the pitch.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because he loves a good tackle. But he's somebody that I'd like to see regular in the first team.
Do you know what? My favourite moment of you, a lot of people will be like, the Pesky Solidor save. Do you know what my one was? I think it was Petit's first goal, and you started it with the long ball. Yeah. And I remember you ran up and you was like, yeah! And I was like, man, like David, you know, you understand? Well, I think we need to get you back at Arsenal to teach Petter a bit of kicking. Because I want to ask you about Petter, because you're a goalkeeper. Yeah. And I personally believe that. I think he's past it. And I think yesterday he had a very Szczesny-like moment.
He had a wobble, didn't he, yesterday?
Yeah, because he done it twice and he got away with it, and then the second one.
Did it early in the first half, like I say, got away with it, and then...
What would have George done? What would have George Graham said to you if you had done that? Like, you would have got straight, like.
Yeah, but it don't matter, does it? Because it does matter, but it was at a stage of the game where it didn't matter. You know, if you, like you say, you did the first one that you did, if that goes in, then we're in trouble. But, you know, George would have said something, you know, Arsene would have said something, I'm sure. But
what's he like in the dressing room?
It's embarrassing. Arsene's quiet.
Is he?
Yeah, you know, like you go in at half time. This is what it used to be like. You go in at half time, you're all like, rah, and then you just sit down and be quiet for like 10 minutes.
Because
I even remember once when we came in, we were losing at Highbury at half time, and we all came in, and Pat Rice followed us in, and he started shouting at us, and Arsene in front of everybody went, "Pat, sit down and be quiet." That's what we did. We went in, we sat down, and everybody was quiet for 10 minutes. and then Arsene would have his last 2 or 3 minutes just before he went back out. Every game.
So he's not like a
He's not a shouter and or a George.
Or a George.
Yeah, I've seen some good rounds with him and Righty.
So let's talk about this. Hey, obviously Righty, that's my boy as well. You know what I mean? Another legend.
Yeah.
So like, do you know what? When you moved to Arsenal, why did you pick us over United? Because I remember Fergie came in for you and said that he was going to go for you, but he weren't going at the time.
Yeah.
And obviously lunchtime came and
I had the opportunity of joining Man United or Arsenal, and
you made the right choice.
And I remember coming to Highbury, and then it all fell through. So then I had to go back to QPR and finish the rest of the season there. And so then I spoke to Ray Wilkins, and I said to him, you know what, I've got this choice. What do you reckon? And he told me that he said, if you go to Man United, he said you won't win trophies straight away because the team's not that good. He said, but that you will win trophies because they will make sure that they do. He said, but if you go to Arsenal now, you'll win trophies straight away. And he was like, oh.
And you did.
You know, and I'd already lived in London for 4 years with QPR, so you know, my family was settled, and that was it.
So how did it? Because obviously a good friend of yours and like maybe person you looked up to, John Lukic.
Yeah.
You was replacing him. So how did it feel like going to and actually replacing like someone that you've like kind of looked up to, worked with? And
it was weird, you know, because like you say, he was a friend. We used to train together at Leeds.
Yeah.
He used to pick me up on the motorway and take me to training, you know, and then all of a sudden it comes round and it's they want me, and then Lukey's got to find another club, and I'm like. Luckily, we didn't like pass, or you know, we didn't really speak to each other much. My phone was on silent. Yeah, but like, you know, then obviously he then came back as my like number 2.
Yeah,
and played in the Champions League.
Yeah,
you know, so it was weird, you know, but it was a goalkeeping thing, you know. And George wanted me. You know, the other problem I had was when I first came, you know, or so in between when it fell through. You know, Arsenal fans were seeing that they don't want me and they all think Lukey's better than Seaman and all that stuff. So when I was aware of this, because it was obviously going in the papers and everything, I was like, oh my God. You know, but... and
in that season, didn't you concede about 9 goals or something?
No,
that's a crazy low amount.
Just 18.
You see, they were even 18, that's a lot of amount, you know. Like, you're seeing teams get spiked 7-2 nowadays.
And that was it. I wanted to get on the pitch and show what I could do. And I remember my first game in England for Arsenal was a friendly up at Wolves.
Okay.
And I had a good game, you know. There was a lot of Arsenal fans there, and that was good. And then, you know, a nice little baptism into the first division, and it was Wimbledon away. Great,
man, that Vinny
beat them 3-0.
That's my next question. In that era of like from like 1990 to maybe 2000, what was the like? Obviously, apart from United, what was a difficult like an away game? Like now they talk about Stoke. You got to go do it on a windy night in Stoke. Like, what was the team that you looked at and you was like, all right, cool, we have to be fully on job now?
I remember Sunderland being really difficult in that my first year.
The old ground, innit? Before Stadium of Light.
Yeah, and I remember us going up there and it was hammering down. It was freezing, and I had nothing to do. And then all of a sudden, I make a really good save,
as usual.
And I remember Jimmy Greaves saying, he's saying like, you know, you're facing the Arsenal back four. And even when you do get past them, you've still got to beat him.
That's the thing. Because that's the thing as well. Like, we had a strong defence, but if they got past you, if they got past the defence, somehow they got past Tony.
Yeah.
You was just there.
Yeah.
As at least you had a roadblock. You know what I mean? But like, from the Arsenal team now, could you pick any player that could go into any Arsenal squad that you was in? Not even a squad, into the first team.
Into the first team.
Me personally, I think no, like not even Alexis. Because when you look at like Thierry and
when you look at what we had up front, you know, we got Dennis, we got Thierry, we got Righty. You know, like nobody's getting in front of them two or them three.
And then you've even got like Canu, Will Towards.
Yeah, you know, so no, they wouldn't. But
what would you say to these players at Arsenal now in the position they're in?
I can't say anything to the players. It's totally different now. You know, it's a different way of football. It's faster. They're fitter. You know, so it's like just do what you can, do your best. And that's all we did. We did our best, you know, and our best was good enough.
And it always was good enough. And that's all we want is a bit of passion, you know what I mean? Your passion was unbelievable.
But it's what we did, you know, it's the way that we did it. You know, and at the moment it's not going right for the lads now, but there's still chance.
Alright, my final question. What what's your favourite moment from like football? Like
Favourite moment from football?
like you feel like your personal moment you was involved in.
My first season at Arsenal was brilliant because of the pressure I was under.
Won the league,
Winning the first double with Arsenal.
And then you
because it shut Bob Wilson.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because Bob was like, I was the first one, and then you got two now.
Proper mate. Proper mate. And then I would go to Euro '96 with England, and then.
That was the first goalkeeper kit I bought.
Was
the
it?
red man?
The red one.
I loved it. I loved it.
Oh, God. And then I'd say 98 World Cup. The feeling that I had going out of the tunnel for the first game for England against Tunis in the World Cup, I was like, you know, you get back in your neck goosebumps. Yeah. This was body goosebumps.
That's what I'm getting now.
That was special because it was. I'm a lad from Rotherham, and we didn't have money. You know, and I was playing in the World Cup for my country. Yeah.
Well, I'm just proud, man. I'm just so happy to have you as a legend, and I pray to God that someday you come back to the club. In any shape or form, because I believe that I think we need players like you that have actually been through it and know what it means to play for Arsenal and have won trophies and won serious trophies, league titles we're talking about. I'm happy. I like the FA Cup. You know what I mean?
It's a trophy, but
we're not a cup team. Yeah, we are the Arsenal. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I wish you all the best with your SpottoCash.
It's good.
Hopefully, when I pick my team next Monday, you're gonna pack me up. You know what I mean? It was a pleasure, Dave, man. Pleasure, man. Your boy Troops. I'm out. Yo, one last thing, yeah. For the chance to win a signed David Seaman retro shirt. That's the old school thing, you understand? When we were fucking good, you get me? Hit the link in the description, play the cash game on SpottoCash, and then you're in the draw for the free David Seaman retro shirt, innit? But make sure you hit the link, and then you got the chance in it. I've hit the link, but I know I'm not going to get it, innit? But you lot will get it, so hit that link, innit?